more owl work.
What you want, what you want.
Body dried up pretty decent. Gonna work on the head, get it mounted up today. I gotta add a few more feathers down on the bottom side of the body there before you put the wings on, that type of stuff. I feel like the face needs to get pretty much done before we continue the feathers on up and around it. That way we don't screw feathers up. So let's get after this thing. Alright, so as far as this dried up, it dried up pretty good. It really, I might have went a little heavy. It blended down a little further than I had wanted it to. You'll still be able to see, I wanted the chest to be a flatter feather. You'll still be able to see the detail in there, but it just went a little further than I planned. This stuff that was already kind of thick, it was all like this. That blended down pretty decent. I like that. These, not the greatest about, probably put more feathers over that. But this particular clay is dries a little faster. It shrinks a little bit more, actually quite a bit more than the toilet paper clay. So when I go to do the head, I do have an old batch of TP clay, and I'm going to use it for the features around the face. I think I can get away with that better, not to worry about shrinking down so much and changing the looks of it quite a bit. So to mount the head, I'm not going to mount the head yet, but I put a hole basically in the center of the head, and I poked another hole here. I'm going to wind up taking it again, like I did the legs, a little kebab skewer into here, glue it all together, set it on top. So before I mount the head, I want to go ahead and put eyes in. I was going to get some little half round glass things, paint them. Didn't get around to getting it done or finding them. So what I'm going to do is I've got these are some 1-inch wood balls that I've got. It'd be nice if they were cut in half. I don't have proper tools that I need to make a nice cut on this and really get it down even. So I'm going to trace a circle in here. We're going to cut into the head and then insert these down in. Do it that way. But I did find, trace my circle out with for the eyes. This is a cheapo 1 teaspoon deal, and that ball fits perfect inside of that. So I'm going to trace around this and then cut the hole out for the eyes. Holes cut out. We're going to go ahead and glue the eyes in, and then we'll go ahead and glue the owl on top, or the head on top of the owl. Looking at that thing right there, you talk about, this is really going to show how old I am. Back when I was a kid, the original Clash of the Titans, there was like that gold clockwork owl. That's what this thing looks like. Hopefully it doesn't look like that when I'm done. Let's get some gluage going on here and put this thing together. That looks like a frog. So I'm going to go ahead and fill in this little divot with some hot glue so we don't have to worry about the clay shrinking into it. And I got this big gap right through here. I'm going to just shove this full of this egg carton clay. Egg carton clay. Yeah. And we're going to fill the gap up, smooth that down a little bit, and then we'll start doing some of these facial oh my gosh, cannot talk today. Where was I? Yeah, we'll start working on the facial features on the owl. It's going to be kind of like a horned owl or great horned owl or whatever. It'll have some tough stuff comes out here, some feathers that come up almost like an eyebrow, and then we'll have these false ear looking things sticking off the side of his head, and then we'll figure out what in the world we're going to do with the beak. The wings are just, they're a cardboard I just drew like a big, huge, kind of a raindrop looking pattern that's going to be for the wings. And I'll pin them, glue them and pin them to the side and pull them back around to the tail and pin it somehow, you know, back in here. I drew a line right, oh, you guys can't even see that. I drew a line right through here where this line is. I'm going to go ahead and put feathers in here because you'll probably be able to see those. The rest of it covered the wing. So that's the plan. But before I just shove clay in here, I'm going to go ahead and brush in some Mache paste and help it give it something to bite to and adhere to each piece. That blends it in a little bit better. See, like I said, I could have just made one thing, right, from the head down and not done this two ball deal. And it probably would have been a lot easier to make this. So I'm going to work on these facial features, right? God, I don't have a good camera angle to be able to do this for you guys. I need like a tripod and some other stuff that can be up over my shoulder where you can see me do this stuff, but I just don't have it. So what I'll do, I'm going to film it, and as I get it going, then I'll turn it to you so you can see what it looks like, and then I'll continue on. Thought about taking cardboard strips to put in here to create the features with, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to run all this older bag of clay that I got. Hope that it dries out good. But this is the toilet paper clay, and you can really smash this stuff down really, really thin. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get it on there. I'm going to put a little paste on there, apply it to it, kind of in a ball, and I'm just going to smash it up. That's the goal, until it gets thin, and then, you know, if I got to tear it or whatever, that's what I'm going to try to do. Sorry, I got like going on this thing and forgot to, you know, show you guys stuff. Well, someone wants to talk to me. God, I hate looking into this thing, right? Because the camera's over here and I'm looking over here. Someone really wants to talk. Okay. Anyway, oh, well, yeah. This camera thing, right? I need to look over here so that I'm looking at you guys. But I want to look at the screen, and it's over there. So I'm always, yeah. Anyway, so this is where we're at right now. I pinched that stuff up real thin and stuck it on there, smashed it down to get these little pieces here. And then thin pieces for eyelids are no different. The eyelids are no different than any other eyelid I've ever done. A couple balls on the side that I smashed down, and I just use this tool to create these like tiny little feather looks that are in here. Now I've got to make another ridge that's like this, that's going to come up and over in this way. It's like the eyebrow part. And we'll do these, and I'll put a beak on here. And then these little spots here are going to stay, and then I'll feather up into this with, I'll start with, you know, making little feathers come off of that and get bigger and blend it all down. I'm going to probably just cut the video off and go to making this stuff and putting it on. I know you guys want to see that stuff. Pressed for time. I've got to get this thing done. So it's going to be like real sporadic. Like I said in the other one, this ain't a how-to. Just making the thing and showing you guys what I've done. I know a lot of you want to see more and how I'm doing it. I just don't have the time. It takes a lot longer to make something and film it all at the same time. Make sure it's in the frame, make sure things are good, and it just takes more time to create something when you're doing it like that. So since I'm in a pinch, this is how we're going to do it. I'll move on to this stuff and I'll show you guys what it looks like here in a moment. So we got the brows on, ready to go. Now we'll do the beak and ear. So to do the beak, I'm going to try to roll up a little aluminum foil, shape it pretty good, cover it with a light coat of clay, toothpick to the front, and attach it. Little sharper ear pieces that come off here. I took some cardboard already, cut it. It's pretty flimsy and I can't stick it to it right now, so what I'm going to have to do is let that dry, and then I'll hot glue them on in a better position, and then come back in with clay and mold them back in again. I'll get after this nose. I'll show you what it looks like. Alright, so since the last time I just talked to you guys, it's been a day. I had to let this dry up really good to move on, or I was going to mess it up. And then these ear feather tuft things, I had to kind of make these things separate and let them dry up, or I was going to have issues with them. So those things are done. I'm going to cut in, I traced an outline around these things. I'm going to Dremel tool down in there, cut that out so I can sink them in a little bit and do a little bit of hot glue on it, hold it in place so it doesn't come out later. Got kind of a rough little nose going on. I want to hot glue that on. I'm going to use a Dremel tool to cut this out, just like I did the eyes. Anyway, back at it. And just like that, magic. We got the beak on there and the two little feather deals for ears. Got some other feathers here on the sides because the wings weren't going to cover everything. Now I'm going to put the wings on. Getting really close as far as sculpting this thing out and get it painted, and we'll be on track for Christmas. Another day's passed since I was in front of you guys again. Got the feathering done in front of here and down the wings in here. I'm going to work on feathering in the back and up the head, and this time I'll put the camera up and you can watch how that's done. We're back. I don't even know when I last left you. Yeah, I'll sculpt it out and I based it all out in black, and now I'm going to paint it. I'm going to go off some references off online, like the great horned owls or whatever, and their colors. I saw one that was a darker color, and I debated doing that with just a darker color. But I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm going to go with the other colors. So I've got some browns and blacks and whites and stuff. I don't have a clue really how to paint this thing. I'm a simple man, don't wanna complicate you. I'm a simple man, don't wanna complicate you. Okay, I know this whole thing is jacked up and you guys missed so much information or watching me do this because I didn't explain it to you. I'm just trying to get done. It's hard for me to sit here and call this a tutorial and tell you how to paint this thing when I don't even know how the hell I'm going to paint it. So to get to this point, start off with this. here and really just went around and dry brushed everything with that color and got that kind of brown on there. Then I turned around and used this, and I didn't even use this, I don't think. No, I didn't use this. Turn around and use this and dry brushed over it again in certain spots to kind of lighten it up, right? The feathers, and do more work with it. Then I took this color here and went around the eye area with that. Then I took white and outlined around the outside edges of these, around his eyelids. I took some pictures. Pulled this in, did white down here, and started off kind of heavy and let it droop down the rest of his body, just because I wanted this to be different color. So there's white on the tips of the ears here, and then I took a small brush, and I'm sure you can see some of it's a little too heavy, and just kind of dry brushed some white in on each one of the feathers to kind of pull all that white through it. I did the tips basically in white, and then I did the tail the same way. The feet, they're solid white. I'm going to paint the little talons that have no sharp points. They're really terribly made, but those are going to be black. So now I'm going to go back in with black, do the talons, get the beak really black. In the pictures, right here along the eye, right for me, eyeball, that's black, almost looks like eyeliner on them, so I'm going to do that in dark black there. This ridge right here is going to start in right about in here black. I'm just going to do that ridge, outside ridge black, and then on these feathers that come up here around the ears, start down here with black and then fade it into that white. And I think that'll do it. I'm not going to film it, just going to do it, and I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done. Alright, so we got the black in here, black in the nose, in here, around the eyes, on the tips of the ear, feathers there, and little claws. So we're going to paint the eyes. It's just going to be yellow with a black pupil, and we're going to call this thing done. Okay, he's done. The eyes, I don't know, they're maybe cross-eyed or off or whatever. I didn't take the time to just measure it out and get it in there. I just dotted them in. But overall, I think it looks pretty decent. It's alright. I think it'll work. Something about these eyes are killing me. I don't know. But that's it in a nutshell, man. He's all done. Wait. I told you I was done and showed you the painting, but the eyes were killing me. Oh my, I couldn't handle the eyes. So I repainted the eyes. I gotta show you that. So here's the finished product, the owl. I think I showed you that before. Now, these eyes, I can live with these eyes. I came in here, that was yellow all the way down into there. Brought that some black across there to round out the eyes more. And then I added in, let's see if we can get a good close-up. I went back in and did some, reds in there, stippled red in and some white in to give the eye some more texture, kind of like what I do when I do human eyes. So anyway, we got the red in there, we got some whites in there, created some texture on the eyes, and then both eyes turned out pretty decent. And then took some took some fingernail polish, clear fingernail polish, and put it pretty thick over the top of all that to give it a gloss and give it some depth. Now it's done. Now I can say it's finished and ready to go. I can live with it now. Couldn't the other night, but now the eyes are done. So there's our finished owl. It turned out pretty decent. It's not the best thing in the world, but I'm pretty happy with that. So for the first time making an owl, I think it turned out okay. Thank you for all those subscribers out there. Thank you for watching. Thanks for all the comments. You guys are great. Anything else you want to see, always read the comments. Put a comment down below. And until next time, keep making, something from nothing. Later.